Here I am again. El Tamo Trapo. You see, if you go to an hour or 15 or 20 minutes, didn't they say, well, you can't upload that shit because it's too big a big. What can I do? I got all these videos on this here Logitech thing, and I'd like to get them up to YouTube so the fellers and ladies and children and animals and wildlife and all life on the plane can have a gander if they choose. I'm just offering it. If it's dangerous, well, what the hell? Here we go. Give you the tour. First thing you'll know, if you noticed previously, my hatband was a beige thing. It's still underneath there. But I've added a 99-cent store. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's good. Got my my stanias. That's what you can do with a rather large Stetson hat. No matter what shape your head, if you can get her inside there, it'll accommodate you. I could actually wear it like this, sideways, with my stone accoutrement. Isn't this something? Over here, over here. I mean, no, where is it? Where is it? God darn it. Right there, right there. Right, these things. This thing has been with me for, oh, I want to say maybe late 70s. I've had this thing, this Bolero. Bolero. I want to go to the beach and I want to see this vision of ecstasy. 10. Are you kidding me? My brother Dave, on the volleyball experience, when viewing 10 before I got a chance to, he asked me when we were at the volleyball game, you haven't seen 10 yet? Yeah, I'm getting around to it. I'm getting around to it. And he said, that's something you would really enjoy. And I could never figure out whether that was good or bad. Like, well, if I really enjoyed it, am I a pervert? Because that woman running across that beach in those braids, I'm sorry, kind of waxes old time Athena goddess of the suasions. Oh, BS about, well, you can't admire a beautiful, light, well-proportioned female if you're not qualified to do so. So anyway, the tour continues. That's the side view. And here's the back view. It has some possibilities. The feathering is going rather well. I have 3 birds currently in molt. Harley B is at the end of his trend. He's about dropped all of his primary feathers. Harley G's just coming into it. She's leaving me some lovely things. And now Gert, the speckled hen, if you want to call him speckle, she got the gray and the black, and it's, you know, like tile. Beautiful stuff. I'm getting a lot of feathers from her right now. And no animals were harmed in the collection of any of these feathers except, save one. I don't know with this wonderful feather I bought at a gift shop out in the middle of Oklahoma, I think it was, going through the panhandle. Huge place, only 150. I mean, this kind of distances, maybe I'm wrong. But they had vast distances between towns on that highway. I think it's 40 or 70 or one of those. Correct me if I'm wrong. I went through Little Rock and I don't know. You figured out. So anyway, the towns that got lost on a long way to wax into my legendary trip, for me anyway. I got lost in Portland, and I've lived there. I lived there for about, I'm gonna say 6 months. Nice house up in the hills there. Man, that was some stylish stuff. That was like a mansion, and they wouldn't let me in the kitchen. I'm just being honest here. That's a big mistake. I'm a damn good cook, being a professional. Kind of know my way around the pan and the pot, and I think a lot. This is excellent, uh, excellent coleslaw. Mm-hmm. This is how I roll. If I'm putting feta cheese in, okay. I got a full cabbage, wasn't too much raw, and I cut it all off. Rinsed it several times. Before I put it in the food chain. You see in the processor, if you watch my kitchen, chopped her up, almost cabbage consistency, not quite that small, but it was still enough for the coleslaw. Turn this up a little bit. Ooh, that's experimental shit right there. He's running low. Herbie's a magician. There's just not astral plane business. But anyway, here we go. I need to start opening the show and closing the show on this energy. This side, peace. And this side of war. You choose. You choose. You choose. Don't we all have a choice about that? Don't we have a choice about that? Whether we are at war with one another or not. There's a lot of or nots around. It's falling all. Bodies are dropping in massive amounts, according to my friend Valerie. She's freaked out about it, totally. How would you know if they had a massive influx of dead bodies? Is that motherfucker insane? A massive influx? Wouldn't it be on the news? Tell me it ain't so, Joe. Tell me it ain't so. What's placed on the evening programming stroll through your you must think this, you must think that, because our opinion is the only thing that shats. Maybe. Just had to drink my water. This is a tough bite. I put some cayenne in it. Pretty good strength. I got a bag of okra from a main man at the farmer's market, Studio City. Parking's a bitch. If you figure it out, it's a wonderful place to shop. It is. A lot of activity at the Studio City Farmers Market starting at about 8 a.m. And God knows when I think you gotta be out there by noon. We gotta set up, take about an hour. Crowds start coming in about 9ish or so, in abundance. They got basically 2 hours to make that day's nut. And the margins on their vegetables are not good either. I'm getting too hot. This is the back now. I've got a tail. I kind of like the thing they look like cojones, but if you're going backwards, I don't know what good cojones could do you. But there she is. My abundance are coming to fruition. People do not have a clue about how to handle me now. They don't. Look at what this man has done. He doth not care what you think of him, it appears. That old man wearing a t-shirt and cut off sweatpants and dirty. Tells you what a past he has become. Listen to that drip. Listen to that bass, man. Is this synthesization? Is that what it says? Knowing the timing, the art, the dark arts of music. Well, we're going to throw these symbols, these musical symbols at you, and they're based upon our understanding of what it says. And if you deviate from the program one note, you are doomed to be invalid because you did not do it exactly as it hath been created by the creators. Well, being a particular artist of a particular skill, like Ray Charles, going for that honky-tonk stuff or whatever it was he was doing, into mainstream orchestra-led magical pieces of black suasion. And the brother made bank. Yeah, I want my masters. I want my masters to give me my masters. If I don't get my masters, well, I'm going to go back to what I got before, which wasn't bad. But Ray had to go. He had to go for it. Ray Charles had to go for it. I mean, you can't imagine, you know, it's like they had, how many scenes where he got ran on? Just, you know, the gal in, where was it, Seattle? Totally farmed him out. Put him in serfdom. And give him a little coochie down there, you know. And he kept the dwarf from telling him. But the dwarf couldn't stand it. He loved the cat. They're fucking over you, dude. Get the fuck out of the Dodge. No, get the fuck out of here, motherfucker. And he did. Kept moving on. Hit the road, Jack. Propaganda value of Ray Charles? My God. Hit the road, Jack? Oh, really? Had all the black guys saying, yeah, hit the road, Jack. I don't know. Is that a message you want to get when trying to get with your woman? And yeah, that Ray Charles said, hit the road. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know. It seems like a bit of propaganda because it sure fucked up a bunch of relationships, I'm sure. Hit the road, Jack. Like bounces to the door to the left. She's his creation mate. Ray Charles and Bouncy might even be said to be bloodline influenced. They might have been close that way. He did seem to have the ability to have some kids. I don't know, maybe the mother, I don't know. Could have been down the line. Am I speaking too much? Okay. Now what happened? I had it going. See? That's what happened. Ray Charles stabbed. It usually comes on before. Well, there it goes. All right. What about 14 minutes? Yeah, I'm gonna close and come back.